So we rolling? Okay. So boys, happy Thursday. As it is tradition, I woke up way too late to make anything significant, and before I knew it was 11:20. So I thought I'd drop a quick video as usual. But yeah, recently I've been reading Atomic Habits by James Clear, and there were a few things that I found interesting in that book. So I thought I might go over them, and maybe it will help you to figure out how to work with processes and systems. How working with goals or motivation is not as easy or not as possible as you think. So initially, what the entire idea, not just from his book, but from my understanding, is that motivation is sort of like it's a finite resource that you over time generate through life experiences or like events that happen in your life or introspection. So what happens is that eventually, once you are motivated, you start working on something specific. But there will come a time when that resource meter will run dry, and then if you don't have a system established in place, you will not be able to continue working on that. And mostly, what everybody dreams their great escape from mediocrity is that they will get down on it. They'll spend 6 months working on some insane routine that is coordinated minute by minute, and they'll skyrocket their growth. I see so many posts on New Year's yesterday on Instagram, and hopefully we'll see more of them on the like English New Year in December and like in January. So what these guys tell you to is that you need to uh, stop talking to your friends and stop going out and focus on yourself for 6 months, and then you need to focus on the money and the cars. But that motivation will run dry faster than like your throat on a desert trip. So what eventually is like viable and feasible, and which is not just a fantasy, is uh, improving just by a little, day by day. So over time those interests get compounded, and you like in turn have a much more wider area of experience, and that is basically how we learn from our experiences, like what we see, do, uh, those things. So basically, having a system in place that forces you to do something even if you are not motivated, even if you are not in the mood to do, even if you are like feeling like uh, you know you'll work twice as hard the next day, you'll just need to relax today. If you have a system in place that ensures that you do one specific thing on a specific day or in a specific timeline, then you end up retaining a lot of success. So this is the breakdown that the author has listed. So let's say that you are not improving by that huge leap that you have always imagined. You are just improving 1% every day. So over time, over a year, that results in 37.78 times improved version of that specific uh, thing that was before. That was a year ago. And what happens is that mostly people start comparing when they enter a hobby or enter a specific field. they want to learn and grow, they start comparing themselves to the elites of that field who have spent a lot of time and energy learning things that like you have not, right? And so that is not a fair comparison. Let's say that if I am comparing someone, I'm comparing myself to a 20-year-old millionaire or something like that. That is not a fair metric, because we both have so much varied factors in our life. And yeah, I do admit that somebody earned who has become millionaire at 20 must have done something remarkable, but that doesn't mean that his system will apply to my life. So the main sort of goal or like a targeting module that you can have in your mind is you should be better than who you were yesterday or last year or 10 years ago. And this strategy, like this small linear improvements, they eventually help you to get there. And this graph is very important. Let me see, not this one, there should be another graph, yeah. So this is this was what I found the most captivating. So this is actually how it is, where when you start out, you think that your progression is going to be linear, and eventually you'll see yourself uh, soaring through the ranks, and you'll be an expert in no time. But what actually happens is that when you start learning, you eventually find that the subject is not as easy as you think, and you start to feel like you are not progressing well at all. And this valley, this portion right here, it's called the valley of disappointment. That's because in this period you need to ensure that a system keeps you working on that specific thing, even if this is where your motivation will get drained. Because yeah, let's say that we decided that we need to post videos or every week, right? So our video quality is absolutely not going to match uh, any good YouTubers, but that is not the concern right now. The concern is that you need to ensure that a few steps need to be taken every day rather than walking a mile someday. So yeah, this is a very interesting book. It has a lot of uh, tips and tricks on how to create your own system, what are cues, and how do our monkey brain automatically performs, how does it performs the tasks that we think that are in our control, but sometimes they are not. Why do people get addicted to like lots of things like smoking and gambling and those things, and how do you establish a solid system that ensures that you uh, have a productive time? So yeah, it's an interesting read. I know that a lot of you guys just don't want to read, so there is an amazing video breakdown by a guy named BC Marks of this book. I'll also link the video down in the description, and yeah, I'll see you on Monday. Bye.